Hey YouTube land, just coming at you with a bit of a new review, newish figures that I picked up, but they're kind of old figures. Now I'm not in my usual review station. I'm actually away at the moment, and hence the change of scenery. So let's see if I can just get some extra light on the subject. Bear with me a moment. So what I'm reviewing today is two figures, and one, they're both from the same game. They're both based on a video game called Lost Planet 2. Now, the game is a few years old, and these are made by a company called Toy Notch. I can't remember if I reviewed the third figure I have. I don't have him with me. It was called, I think it was called some sort of pirate figure, mercenary pirate or something like this. But the figures that I'm reviewing is this one, which is, I'm trying to remember what her name is, the Femme pirate or something along those lines, or Femme adventurer. She's the female figure, one of the female figures that they've done on the line, and this is the Jim Peyton, I think is how you pronounce his name. I think, if I remember correctly, he's supposed to be like the main character, or at least one of the main characters. He has a title name. Now, unfortunately, I don't have their boxes with me, but they come in a kind of a box packaging with artwork of the character and images of the logo for the game, and unfortunately I do not have those with me. But if I get around to reviewing the other figure that I have, and if I'm back home at my usual setup, I will dig out the boxes and do a kind of update video, or just do a video review of those. So unfortunately I don't have my tape measure with me, so I can't measure them, but these are 1:18 scale, so they should be the same size as Star Wars figures. In fact, if I just bring in, I do have a Star Wars Vintage Collection figure with me, so I can do a size comparison, and that is the Greef Karga figure. So I just bring in good old Greef Karga. This is the Vintage Collection version as opposed to the 6-inch version. You can see the height, they stand around the same height. And just move him off to the side. So articulation wise, these figures have some decent articulation, and they don't have too much in the way of accessories. So getting on to Jim Peyton first, before I go on with the other figure. Comes with one accessory, which is this really cool looking gun. It is a slight bit bendy, but it's not too overly bendy, and it's done in a very nice gun, metallic Vulcan metal, or just gunmetal grey, silver, or gunmetal silver I should say, colouring. There's not much to it. And then for herself, she has two accessories. So she has a peg hole on her back. I'm not sure if you can see that there. Move it off the side. You can see she has a peg hole in her back. She comes with this backpack piece that plugs into her back. It only goes in one way. There's one set that it fits into. So it just connects into her back. And then she comes with a sniper rifle. If I just get her to stand, she has problematic standing. She's actually wearing heels. So she comes with this really nice gunmetal grey sniper rifle. Again, it is a slightly bendy plastic, so it is worth noting that it can get a bit warped in transit, but overall they're not too bad. So articulation, they seem to have the same articulation points. I'll go over Jim's first. So his head is on a ball joint, so you don't get much up and down. You get more rotation side to side. You get a bit of tilt, but not much. Arms can go out that much. They are hindered by sculpting of these kind of pads, armor pads up on the shoulder, but you can get them to go out. You have a single jointed elbow with a swivel. You have a wrist swivel with a hinge. So on the left hand it's a in out, and on the right hand it is a up down, and the right hand is trigger finger. No swappable hands, just pretty much a trigger finger and a grasp hand for the rifle. He does have a ball joint at the waist. He has nothing, or sorry, at the upper diaphragm. He has nothing in the waist. He has ball jointed legs, but they are hindered by the skirt piece, so he can kick forward. There's a upper thigh swivel. If I can get my hand out of the way so you can see them. As I said, it's not my usual setup, so unfortunately our lighting might be a bit off. He has single jointed knee with a swivel. He has an ankle with an ankle hinge and swivel, so his ankle can tilt forward. No side to side, no rocker ankle. He's quite nicely detailed. He has quite nice wash for the paint job. He has some cool detailing on his back, like some sort of thrusters. Now, if I remember in the game correctly, these guys had like this thing where that they'd be able to suck up energy from vehicles and stuff that you kill throughout the game. So I'm pretty sure that's the kind of stuff that's supposed to be going on. It's the stuff you can I think all the weapons, if I remember correctly, in the mechs, because there's mechs in the game, were powered by this stuff that you could suck up, like energy that you would suck up through the game. And that's what these things are supposed to be. Same with the thing on her wrist. So detailing wise, she's quite nicely detailed. She does have these things on her legs that keep dropping off. It's part of her design. She has same articulation, so forward and back on the legs. There is a thigh swivel. There is splits. I can get them to do more if these things move out of the way, but when they're in position they don't give too much range of movement. The arms can go up that much, rotate all the way around, single joint elbow swivel, hinge, head on the ball joint. Really cool kind of head sculpt. I can bring it in there. Unfortunately, her eyes are a little derpy on mine example, but she has kind of a cool gas mask and goggle thing setup going on. And then it's a single jointed knee with a swivel, and those same kind of rocker ankles. They do have peg holes, and as I said, she is wearing those weird boot type things, so her feet don't really sit flat on the ground. Actually, if you show it in the background, you can see the foot kind of stays off the ground at the front, so that is one of the reasons why she has trouble standing. As I bring Jim back, you can see his feet as he falls over are flat to the ground, so you do have that. Now, the big problem I have with these guys is their weapons tend to not want to fit in their hands too well. Jim's one will fit not too badly. If you do a two-handed pose, I can just get the hands right. Bear with me a moment. So you can get him to hold the rifle two-handed. Fairly reasonable. But because of the way the other one is designed, if I just bring her one in, the stock on the back is quite long, so you don't get quite a good hold on it, and it's not angled. It doesn't give clearance for the shoulder. If it went in, it probably would have given clearance for the shoulder, so kind of hard to get her to hold it. Let me just try it off screen. Bear with me a moment. That is kind of the best you can really do. She can't really hold the grip and the trigger finger at the same time, but she can hold the rifle in two hands, but it's a bit tricky and cumbersome to do so. So there you go, guys. I'll put the description for the figure in the name. I'll probably have the better description for the name of the female figure, but it's Jim Peyton anyway is the name of this guy. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this quick video review of these figures. And now, unfortunately, I got these from Big Bad Toy Store. They were on clearance at the time I picked them up. I think only the Jim Peyton figure is left. There's not too many of the other figures. There's Jim Peyton and one of the mech suits. The mech suits are about $200. The Jim Peyton figure was only about $15. So at the time of this recording. And so if you want to pick one of them up, you can get the Jim Peyton, but not this particular figure. You have to go for the eBay option, I'd say, for that. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick video review. And as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers.